Let's start off with Romelu Lukaku, Paolo, because it's interesting because it seems to be only Italian sides who are interested in the Manchester United striker. Have they not seen him play over the last couple of years at Old Trafford?
Well, I think they have seen him play. I mean, this whole interest in Lukaku starts with Antonio Conte. Conte very specifically had an interest in him, and it was him who was driving that interest from Inter. And he obviously did see him up close for a season playing as a rival in the Premier League. I think that he fits a certain mould of player that is within the Antonio Conte wheelhouse. He's someone who is hard-working, someone who is willing, despite his sort of position as a number 9, to put himself at the service of a team. And I think that the Juventus interest, which has come later, is perhaps in part inspired by that, perhaps in part seeing a rival going after a player and seeing that opportunity to beat them to something. But I think, again, it's a situation that's slightly born out of just the circumstances they find themselves in. Juventus have got a couple too many centre-forwards right now, and therefore are looking to move some off the books and looking to create plusvalenza, create some profit as they go. Paulo Dybala is one of the most sort of valuable assets they have at the moment, and they haven't found someone willing to come in with a big cash offer for him. Now, Lukaku is... there's a lot of Juventus fans who disagree very strongly with Juventus having an interest in swapping Dybala for him, but I can at least see the argument for it. I think people think of Dybala as a young player with potential. He's actually only 6 months younger than Lukaku. They're both 26 years old. So there's not a lot between them in age, and it's someone who you think, well, maybe we can get some more out of him. I understand the reservations about Lukaku, I do, but I do think that he gets a little bit excessive bad press sometimes in England personally. I mean, this is someone who's scored double figures every season for the last, since 2012, I believe. I think only Harry Kane and Sergio Aguero have scored more goals in the Premier League since 2012. And Lukaku has about 3 times as many assists as Kane in that time as well. So, look, I understand, again, why some people aren't enamoured with him. He perhaps hasn't lived up to what people thought he was going to be at Manchester United. But I don't think this idea that he's rubbish is quite fair either.
How hard would you be pushing if you're Juve or Inter to get this done?
I think if I was Inter, I'd be pushing, because I think the way they're going to play will be more of a counter-attack, which is absolutely 100% the way Lukaku loves it. It's the way he's at his best. I mean, you look at him at Everton. I mean, he was a complete beast. He could use his physicality and his pace because he had loads of room to run with the ball or even run into space to collect the ball. Now, when he plays in the team that's on the front foot, to me, he doesn't have that time. He doesn't have that space. And so, consequently, he doesn't perform.
His record for Belgium's very good, though.
Well, his record for Belgium is very good. But again, he's probably scored most of his goals against your Liechtensteins and teams like that, which is what he's done in the Premier League. Let's be honest. When it's come to any big game, he's not the guy that scores the goal.
Lukaku has been decent for Belgium, but Belgium play a lot different than you'd expect, certainly this Juventus to play. With Belgium, you've got the likes of Hazard and Dries Mertens, who would play a little bit more off of Lukaku than you expect Ronaldo to. And let's be honest, this Juventus is built around Cristiano Ronaldo. Everybody's kind of taken their positions off of what Ronaldo does and how they expect him to play. I expect Ronaldo to be a lot higher up the park than the others, as I mentioned. As a result, I just don't see Lukaku being at his best. They need somebody with legs around Ronaldo, but you won't get the best out of Lukaku in playing that formation.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.